Hello students, welcome back to computer science class. I am Ms. Jenny Shah and we are doing string manipulation chapter 10. Last class we discussed a few examples and I had thrown a challenge or two which I solved, and later on I gave you a challenge which you must keep trying on your own till you get the solution. Today we are going to start with program number 10.6. Similar to the previous one, in this we're going to ask the user for a username and a password, and we are going to ensure that the password doesn't contain the username, but we are also going to make sure that it matches Trident 111. That means the password has to be Trident 111, and it also means that the username cannot be Trident 111 or any part of it. Okay, so in this, if you look at the code, the first two lines are very similar, where we are taking the username and the password. If you look at the if code especially, we are using two to three things over there. Number one, we are using the membership operator not in. Instead of using the membership operator in, we are using the membership operator not in. We are also using the comparison operator is equal to, and we are using a conditional operator and. If you remember, and will join these two criteria and make sure that both the criteria should match. So now what we are doing is we are saying that if the username is not in the password, unlike the previous code where we were searching for username in, we were searching for if username in the code name. Over here we are searching for if username is not in the code name and also the password is equal to Trident 111, only then the code is valid. Then we are saying code is valid. Else, code is not valid. I think this code is pretty self-explanatory. What we must understand is in this code, number one, we are using a membership operator not in. We are using and we are using a relational operator is equal to for comparison. Okay, three things we are using in a single statement, if statement. So that if statement is very, very important to understand. Okay, now next program is very interesting and challenging. Okay, again a smart code, I would say. A program number 10.7 on page number 341 for me. Now, in this program, it says there's a pattern given in your books, and you have to print that same pattern without any nested loop. Now, like we have done patterns in the past, you all know patterns require nested loop. But this time they're throwing the challenge to you and saying, do this pattern without a nested loop. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Over here, we're going to do a couple of things. So let's see what we are going to do. Okay. Number one, we are taking the hash, that is the symbol that we need to use for the pattern. Then I'm using a variable called pat, and it is an empty string. That means there is nothing in that string. Now remember, a string is immutable. Immutable, that means if I put something in the string, I cannot change it. If I write ABC, I cannot change it to ABC. I can make another string for it, but I cannot change this string to ABC. What I can do is I can add 1, 2, 3 to it. I can add ABC to it. I can keep adding things to it, but this will not change. It will it will remain intact. So a string is immutable. So what we are going to do is we're going to take a blank string. Now that it is blank, I can keep adding whatever I want to it. Okay. Then I'm saying for A in range 5. That means till 5 times I want this loop to run. And what I'm doing, I'm saying pat plus equals to hash. That means add the hash into my pattern. So the full form of that code is pat equals to pat plus hash. What is my pattern? Pattern is also a string, hash is also a string, so my plus will work. How will it work? My pattern is blank. Hash is a single hash. So now my new pattern will be a blank plus a hash. Okay, and then I am printing it. So I will print this. Okay, let's print it here so it's easy for you to understand. It goes back, comes in, again it says pat equals to pat plus hash. Now what is my pat? Now my pat is a hash sign. Hash is again a hash sign. So now I will get 2. Correct? Concatenation, it is just going to end it at the end of the string. So now when I'm going to print it, I'm going to be printing it 2 times. Then again it will come down, print, go back inside. Okay, for the third time. Again it will come. Now my pat is what? My pat already has 2 hashes in it. It will add a third one. Like that, it will print an entire pattern. Let's run it and see. See that. So I have printed a given pattern without using any nested loops. I took an empty string and I was filling that string with another string. Yes? Is this clear? Okay. So now we'll go to the next one. Okay. Now we are going to go to string slices and we are going to learn how to use string slices. So 10.8 is all about string slices. In this program, we are going to input 2 strings. And then if the string 1 is contained in string 2, if that is true, then we are creating a third string. And this third string should have the first 4 characters of string 2 and it should have the word restore. Okay, it should have the word restore. Now, there's some changes from the code you see on the screen to the code in our textbook because I found the code in the textbook wrong, considering if there is no change happening, it's not telling us about it. Okay, so this is what I think should be the code. We take the string 1, we take the string 2, just like we used to take username, password, username, code. Okay, and then we are going to even print the original strings, that string 1 is this and string 2 is this. Now, we are saying if string 1 is in string 2, repeat, if string 1 is in string 2, then we have to make a third string. Then create a third string with the first 4 characters of string 2. So I'm using slicing. For using slicing, you must use the box bracket and you know the code. From up till. We know this, correct? So from and up till we already know this. So from 0 till 4 and the word restore will go in the third string. Okay, and in case if this is not the case, if S1 is not in S2, then I'm filling my string 3 with the word no change, and then my final strings will be displayed as S1, S2 and S3. Come on, let's run this and check. My string 1, my string 2, okay, and my original strings were Rin and Chagrin, and my final strings are Rin, Chagrin and Shag Restore. We'll do this again. First one can be computer, second one is computer science, and then we have computer science and comp restore. Let's do it again, and this time we will have no overlapping. Computer banana, no change. Yes, have you understood how we were using slicing to fill another string? Most important part of this code is how we use slicing to fill this string. Okay, moving on. 10.9. To check if a string is a palindrome. This is the shortest code you can have for checking the string is a palindrome. You will have many conditions in the future if the person doesn't want you to use this code. But let's understand this code very, very well, because this will be the last one for today. After this, I'm going to give you some homework. Okay, all right. So in this code, what we are doing? We are taking a string from the user. We don't say enter a palindrome. We are going to say enter a string. Okay, we take a string from the user, and what we are doing, this code is important. What we are doing, if the string that the user has entered equals to the string which is reverse, starting from -1. Okay, so if the string is same as the string when reversed, then you are saying it is a palindrome, or you're saying it's not a palindrome. Let's run this and see, so you will understand. Then I will explain again. Okay, you know what is the error here? Slicing, we always use box bracket. So let's put a palindrome first. So I can say ALLA. ALA is a palindrome. Now let's put a word which is not a palindrome. Bead is not a palindrome. Let's put something confusing now. Dead is not a palindrome. So palindrome is a string which is front and backwards read same. So over here, using the slice option, I am reading the string backwards, and I'm saying if the string backwards and front is the same, then it's a palindrome, else it's not. Please understand how this works. Start backwards. Okay, there's no start, there is no end. That means it has to go till it exists. Then you're saying -1. Okay, now for your homework, you will do you're going to do page numbers at the back of your textbook. Page number 354 of my textbook, where there's multiple choice questions. You're going to solve all the multiple choice questions. You're going to solve all the fill in the blank and all the true and false in your textbooks. I'm going to discuss this after 2 classes. So you have 2 days to finish this work. Okay? All right. With this, children, I end today's class. Stay home, stay safe, take care, keep learning. Finish the rest of the examples on your own. I will do a quick discussion next time. That is 10.10, 10.11, 10.12, 12.13. Okay. With this, children, I end today's class. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning. Thank you.